So, to get the excitement going, I have a couple of questions for you that our speaker, Marvellous Mark, asked. He wants to know if you have ever been called a rock star. Who here, raise your hands if you've been called a rock star. Have you ever called anyone a rock star? It is the supreme compliment, right? We're going to see how executive leaders and their teams become legendary. Please welcome to the stage, Marvellous Mark.
Woohoo! Thank you, JT. All right, my smart meeting rock stars. You have some new AI tools in front of you called drumsticks. So put one in your left hand, put one in your right hand, and give me some tappers. Tap, 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 tap. Give me a little more, Mo. Come on. Yeah, I love it. All right, we're going to divide the room in half. From here over, start pounding the table. You represent exactly who you are. Our meeting planners, our meeting professionals, our great supplier partners, always pounding the pavement, getting a good solid rhythm, making sure that this side over here, our clients who are going double time, wanting better amenities, wanting lower prices, wanting a Mercedes on a Chevrolet budget. But what happens when we all put our sticks overhead and we play the same beat at the same time? One rhythm, one team, one mission. That's truly when we can all work together, partner together, and put on some of the greatest events on the planet. But when we take it up or turn it up to the next level and harmonize, oh my goodness, sing it. Excellent. Can't hear you. Come on. Back row, I need to feel you. Punch it. Hey, give yourselves a drumstick round of applause. Congratulations. Wow. You just nailed your first audition. Woohoo! Well, between you and me, how often have all of you ever fantasized about being a rock star? Yeah. Thank you for your enthusiasm. Because according to my unofficial research, over 72% of the most unlikely analytical meeting and event professionals do. You see, it doesn't matter what industry you're in, company you work for, or company you own. The highest level achievers are often referred to as the company, say it. Who said suck up over here? The word we're looking for is rock star. But I have to tell you, I realize it's 4:36 in the afternoon and I'm the only one standing between you and an amazing reception plan tonight. But I'm not feeling the love or the volume. But like HR, I believe that everyone deserves a 59th second chance. So I'm going to rewind that statement, and this time, I want you to say it like you mean it. I want you to turn it up. Irish ministers company star medium of rock and highest level achiever. The highest level achievers are often referred to as the company. Yeah. Because there are millions of musicians, but very few rock stars. Rock stars stand out in the crowd. They have bigger dreams. They're not afraid of big goals and big vision. And as I look out into this audience this afternoon, I see a room full of rock stars. So the question is, how will you stand out? How will you continue to make relevant? How will you turn it up every single day to be heard above your industry's noise? Well, what you have to look forward to in the next few minutes is an action-packed, highly energizing and engaging show that will give you the instruments you need to achieve boldly in these challenging times, just like a rock star. Because bottom line is, we're all performers, but we don't all perform like rock stars every single day. It all boils down to what I call the rockstar mindset. And the rockstar mindset is about thinking differently. It's about performing at a higher level every day. It's about turning it up, not just once in a while, but being in a peak performance state all the time. Every successful sports person, musician, or entrepreneur or business person that has had an amazing career or great breakthroughs in business or in sporting activities all embraced this special mindset, the rock star mindset, which I've spent the last 20 years researching, and I'm going to show you this afternoon how you can use that exact same mindset to achieve any big goal or dream. Now, speaking of rock stars and speaking of mindsets, does anybody by chance know what Steve Jobs' business model was? He told us in his book, but clearly you've been putting on some of the greatest events in the world to have had a chance to read it. Well, his business model wasn't Thomas Edison or Warren Buffett, Oprah, or even GE's Jack Welch. His business model was, you know what? This is kind of a Ron Burgundy moment. It's kind of a big deal. May I have a thunderous drum roll, please? Thunderous. Good improvisation there. His business model was take it to the classroom and play fill in the blank. Great things in business are never done by one person. They're done by a turn it up. They're done by a turn it up. They're done by a team of people. With full transparency, I don't claim to be as smart as Steve Jobs or as outrageous as a rock star, but I can dress like one. See, I was born a poor Missouri farm kid. I called it misery. And I was pretty much destined to be a farmer. A farmer with some pointy and practical boots, some pretty cool slacks, and some very nice jackets Michelle's going to show you in a moment. But nonetheless, I had a big, unreasonable dream. And that dream was, you know what? This is a perfect opportunity for all of us to jump into our hot tub time machine and go all the way back to the year 1982. Where were you in 82? Some of you are just the thought of your parents. Why, thank you all very much there. That's my Mick Jagger face. The short version, to be a rock star, to live that rock and roll lifestyle, to let go of anything that was holding me back from achieving greatness. The challenge was, I wasn't a musician, I didn't sing, I lived out in the middle of nowhere, and I was flat broke. But I had this undying passion for rock and roll music. And I knew it was destined to be a part of my life someday. So this passion drove me to spending every dollar I had buying as many records as possible. Now, for those of you born after the year 1989, a record is a round piece of vinyl that we would put on a record player. I had a whole encyclopedia of rock and roll. Sadly, as some of you know, knowledge doesn't always pay the bills. So with this passion, I decided to do an inventory of the skills I had at the current time, which were, I could bark like a dog, do a pretty good siren, a heck of a train whistle. Thank you. Hey, just like in your business, sometimes we have to toot our own horns, right? So what did I do? I did what any ambitious farm kid would do. I started a DJ company in high school, and I took the necessary steps to becoming a hit radio DJ. And I bought a cow, just in case the whole radio thing didn't work out. Kind of a farmer's starter kit 101. But I learned very early the power of leveraging relationships, finding strategic partners that will walk alongside of you, and working more effectively together as a team. And my business began to grow, and so did the cow. And while working in radio, I had to make an executive decision to leverage everything I own to pursue my career. Well, while this move in radio was living the dream, I began to see patterns develop. Like, why is it that some artists would become one-hit wonders and then just fade away, and others would go on to become legendary, releasing hit after hit after hit? I mean, all of these artists were good enough to have at least one song heard across America, but very few went on to stand the test of time. And it was this fascination that led me to a lifelong study of rock stars, because I wanted to see if there was some commonality to their success. And as it turns out, these legendary performers, on top of being amazing artists, employed some of the same tools, habits, and strategies to get to and stay on top. And as I learned more about this, I began to see that everyday people working in organizations, entrepreneurs, business owners, could apply these same habits and strategies to achieve any big goal or dream. So that led me to working with some of the largest companies like Home Depot and IBM and Delta, sharing these rock and roll mindset principles and giving them a glimpse of that rock and roll lifestyle I know and love so well. Well, the passion grew and took me to 24 countries and allowed me to work alongside some of my favorite rock and roll heroes that I'd studied and actually speak about today. After 4 million miles on Delta and hundreds of hours backstage with rockstar CEOs and famous VIPs, I didn't realize it at the time, but this journey was leading me to the publishing of my first book. And in it, I talk about the differences that separate the good from the great rock and rollers, the business lessons that we can all learn, and that there is a rock star inside of all of us just waiting to get out. Well, after many years on the road, I decided to settle down just a little bit, and I got my own show on the Las Vegas Strip. It was part of the Rock of Ages franchise, and that's what I had to wear to work every night. I was an HR nightmare, I digress. But I loved every minute of it. But after the pandemic, I had this aching to get back out on the road again, sharing these mindset success principles and letting everybody know that there is a rock star inside of all of us, a person that is perfectly aligned and focused to achieving greatness. And that's what we're going to talk about this afternoon, how you can become the best version of yourself, how you can turn your life's volume up to 11, and how we can all come together right now with our teams like a band. So there are 4 chords of the rock star mindset that are used across the music and business world. And when you learn to apply them to what you do in your world, you can open up a whole new world of possibilities for success. And the cool thing about these rock and roll success principles is that you don't have to stay up all night or trash your hotel room or drink Jack Daniels to achieve them. Woohoo! So, my smart meeting rock stars, are you ready to get this party started? Give me an oh yeah! Well, did you know that almost every popular song that you stream, listen to, or hear on the radio is made up of some variation of the exact same 4 chords? It's true. we're going to check out this band called the Axis of Awesome, where they're playing a bunch of popular tunes, all sung over the exact same 4 chords. So grab your drumsticks. I'm going to ask you to play along, sing along if you like, but more importantly, I want to see how many of these tunes you recognize. All right, sticks in hands in 3, 2, 1, here we go. Play along, sing along. Gotta see how the back row's doing back here. Gotta love the back section. Come on, you got this. Let's go. You got this. Let's go. Looking good, everybody. Love it. Come on, I know you have more in you. Sounds like somebody needs to switch to boxers or go up a size or 2 in their underwear. These 4 chords are the building blocks or the foundation of becoming a rock star. And when you master them in what you do, you're on your way to becoming a rock star in your business, in this industry. So I've broken them down this afternoon into the A, the B, the C, and the D chords. But today, my friends, we are going to do them backwards. Why? Anybody care to shout out and guess why? Because we're rock stars. We don't have to play by the rules. We're rebels. Woo! Now, before I invite our first chord up to the stage, I made mention that I had my own show on the Las Vegas Strip. It was at the Venetian. And during the live performance, I had a catchphrase that I would use to engage the audience. And that phrase was, turn it up. And the audience was programmed to start clapping your hands and chanting, turn it up, turn it up. And when I morphed back into my professional speaking career, I was trying to think, how can I use that phrase to engage a business audience? And then it hit me. As meeting professionals, event planners, our wonderful sponsors and supplier partners, we want more than just satisfied customers, right? We want raving fans who enthusiastically go out and tell everybody how awesome we are, or how creative we are, or how we're willing to be bold and push the envelope for their events. But if we're not excited, how do we expect to get everybody else excited? It all starts as I commission each and every one of you here this evening. So, for the remainder of the time I'm on stage, or Mike or anybody else, if anybody says turn it up, grab your drumsticks and you know what you have to do. So let's have a practice run. Sticks in hands in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Turn it up. Turn it up. Turn it up. Come on. Turn it up. Turn it up. Turn it up and put your sticks over your head and welcome to the stage your D chord. Here we go. Crank it up, Mo. You got this, my brother. Thank you, Steven Tyler, for the Rockstar mating call. Dreams, goals, vision. Now, we all heard that we have to have them, right? And nothing could be further from the truth. But the cool thing about rock stars is that they have, you ready for this? Big, unreasonable dreams. They don't just want to get by and pay the bills and have a nice retirement. They want to take over the universe and change the world. That's why I can say with 100% confidence that rock star success requires a big, unreasonable dream. And I will argue that everyone in this room, your continued success will require a big, unreasonable dream. Why are big, unreasonable dreams so important? Because reasonable dreams get lost. They get buried in the day-to-day. They don't excite you enough to break on through to the other side. That's why you need a big, unreasonable dream. Because it's buds like these that excite you and help push you up to the next level and challenge you. That makes you want to jump out of bed and get ready to rock and roll your day. And if you want to be that rock star at home and at work, you have to get crystal clear on your big, unreasonable dream. And then, all of a sudden, the work that it takes to get you there takes on a whole new meaning and purpose. It gives you your why. And when you have a strong enough why, the how just kind of automatically shows up. And that's when you can take your business from being transactional to transformational. Because now, all of a sudden, you're that rock star coming into work or showing up on site, all excited, full of enthusiasm and energy. And that kind of excitement and energy is contagious. And it's your duty, obligation, and responsibility to share that energy with everyone on your team, everyone in your circle, everyone that surrounds you. So if I were to ask you what your big unreasonable dream is, what would it be? And let me tell you, according to psychology, what has to happen for it to qualify for a bud. First, it has to be so big and unreasonable that it hasn't been invented yet. Or it has to be so big and unreasonable that you don't know how to do it. Or it has to be so big and unreasonable, people around you are calling you crazy. So I had an opportunity to speak with a few people. And my first person had a great time. Man, we must have spoke almost for an hour. Dee Lee. I asked her what her big unreasonable dream, and this was outside of her events industry, which says a lot about her character and her love for the industry. And that is to grow and expand her Elevate legacy that pours into and supports WISE, which stands for Women in Sports and Events, and to help grow the WISE LA chapter to be the #1 in the nation. Give Dee a little rock star love out there. And my friend Anna Laura, she is rocking and she is all on fire for the city of Santa Ana, and her bud is to put it on the map and to be the #1 small and medium destination in 3 years or less. And I believe in practicing what I preach. And for me, my bud is to do 180 presentations, either as a speaker, as a workshop facilitator, a team building expert, or an MC in the next 2 years or less. That's crazy. Because reasonable dreams or reasonable buds don't excite you. They're uninspiring. And if you want to engage and inspire yourself and your team, that's why it's so important that you focus on a big, unreasonable dream. Now, speaking of big and unreasonable and rock stars, anybody remember these guys? 6 together, come on. Find that beat. Middle section, I can't hear you. Back row, pick it up, come on. Sing it. I. And do what? I. Keep it going. Rock and roll all night, party every day, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, their 59th farewell tour. How in the world did Kiss get out of the garage and become rock legends? Like millions of other bands, they were just 2 guitars, bass, and drums. But unlike the other bands that were waiting to be discovered, Kiss had a bud. Co-founder Gene Simmons said, "We want to create the greatest and most raucous band in the world." And they were willing to do what others were not. Imagine the early 1970s, New York City. Gene and the boys of Kiss were sitting on their coolers. They just got done rehearsing, and all of a sudden, Gene jumps up and says, "What can we do to make our band different?" See, I wonder who it was that raised their hand and said, hey, Gene, we can put on makeup that makes us look like a cat and a demon. I actually have a cat, and it is a demon. Shut up, because we're all going to get tongue implants. See, Kiss wanted to set themselves so far apart from the competition that you couldn't help but remember them. Because they weren't just creating a band, they were creating a brand. And they spent hundreds of hours putting on elaborate costumes and makeups for every public appearance and concert. And it was this dedication to going above and beyond the call of duty that built an empire around their image. To date, Kiss has raked in over $500 million in licensing alone. So what I want you to think about is, what are you willing to do that others are not? Because as we're finding out in this very fast-paced, changing world, that it's not about showing up early and staying late anymore. It's not about hiring B-list players just to fill a little space in our inventory. It's about embracing AI. It's about finding and partnering with strategic partners, because it's like a giant mastermind and we're stronger and better together. It's about seeking out unheard of collaborations, maybe partnering or working out something with a competitor or a competitive product. Now, sometimes I get challenged on this question as well. What am I willing to do? And it wasn't like 10 minutes before I was getting ready to come up on stage, and Michelle said, "Oh, by the way, Mark, there's a new California regulation that we have to have a wellness break in order for this to qualify as a legit conference. Can you work that into your presentation?" And I'm like, "But Michelle, it's a rock and roll show. I would love to." So just pacify us for 10 seconds to check that box. So everybody set up straight, shoulders back, stomachs tight, palms face the ceiling, index finger and your thumbs lightly touch. Breathe in through the nose, exhale through the mouth, and listen to these cool sounds.
And now, a soothing sound to calm your mind is Mindfulness Day. As you relax into it, feel your senses. Yes, enjoy the gentle sound of deep frying chicken. That's right. Pretty relaxing. Rain. Chicken. Rain. Chicken. Rain. Chicken. And there's more where that came from.
Okay, shake it out. Woo. On the count of 3, everybody go chicken. 1, 2, 3. Chicken. So how can you be more like Kiss? What new, innovative, and creative ideas and concepts that you can come up with for your business, for this industry, for your events? I guess what I'm asking you is, what is your spandex, makeup, and tongue implants? So, who's ready to get unreasonable? Come on! Woo! Grab your sticks. Table up. Table up. Table up. I need you to meet me on the stage, please. Just put your sticks right there and go up to the stage. I need you to meet me on the stage, please. And you, sir, I need you to meet me on the stage. Leave your drumsticks. Come on up. Come on, ladies. Let's go. And one gentleman. See, this is going to be perfect for you. This is going to be perfect for you. And come on up, my friend. Table up. Table up. Table up. Table up. Table up. Table up. You even have a rock star name, Brianna. All right, that's good. There you go. Spread center stage right across evenly, right there. Smart meeting. Sing it. We will. Now, your guitar needs a little Viagra there. All right, first of all, I want to thank you 3 for volunteering yourselves to come up here and help drive this point. Because these 3 people right here, they are willing to do what others were not. So to drive this point home, this is the scene, all right? You represent 3 competitive event companies, And everyone out here has a 4.5-day, $8 million program for 800 people, and they've narrowed it down to you three as to who they want to do business with. So you have 30 seconds to go out and energize and engage and get them to sign that contract with you, all in the form of an air guitar contest. Now, since it's a rock and roll show, and I know you'll do well in this, Gary, there's really no rules. So you do whatever it takes to get that business. Everybody else, grab your drumsticks and get ready to turn it up. In 3, 2, 1, go. Crank it up, Mo, man. Go, go, go. Get out there and work it. Win that business. Win that business. Win that, yeah. Scream! Audience, sing! Whoa. All right, come back, y'all. Come on back to the stage. Gary, Brianna, come on back. Whoa, oh, oh, oh. And everybody, here we go. Say it. Turn it up. Turn it up. Come on. Turn it up. Just throw your stuff right down there on the floor. And because I believe in rewarding great behavior, you can just throw it down on the floor. I'm going to give you a copy of my latest book that talks about the 7 chords of the rockstar mindset versus the 4 that we're talking about today. So, you all are going to be famous. You're probably going to be on smart TV. I mean, just the sky is the limit for you. This is great. Thank you for playing full out and being willing to do. I'll sign it after the show, Gary. Thank you so much. Give him some rockstar love. And let's welcome to the stage your C chord. Have I look good? You got it? All right. Thank you, Michelle. Change. Rock stars always drive change to achieve your D chord, your big unreasonable dream. I mean, you look at the long-term successful rock stars and how they evolved through the years. Like Elvis. Elvis totally evolved through the years, and I'm not just talking about his weight. Or how about Madonna? Madonna was constantly reinventing. She went from being like a virgin touched for the very first time, HR violation, to expressing herself and inventing the Vogue. Or how about Taylor Swift, who started out as a cute country singer and now named by Forbes magazine as one of the 25 most powerful women in the world. And all she did was write a new album every time she broke up with her boyfriend and shake it off. And given her current relationship status, I'm guessing there's going to be some interesting song titles and albums coming up very, very shortly. But when you think about it, all of her many exes from her past, none of them will be able to save her from that tight end. Really? Come on. I worked on that all night. I thought that would have been funnier. I guess you'll know. But anyway, here's the most important thing that people miss about rock stars and how they change. They change intentionally. It doesn't happen by accident. And for you to be the ones to continue to drive change in your organization, in our industry, that's going to mean purposely reinventing on a regular basis. Orchestrated evolution. Because what happens if you don't change intentionally? Then you end up like one of these greats in the graveyard. You end up like a Borders Books going, online book sales. What a concept. Why didn't we think of that? We could have been Amazon. Or a Blockbuster Video, who could have bought Netflix years ago for pennies on the dollar, but said, no, that's not going anywhere. They're saying, geez, we're not Blockbuster, we're blockheads. Why didn't we think of putting red boxes in front of stores? On a side note, it does look like Blockbuster is getting kicked out of the cemetery because they keep charging them late fees. But why are these and so many others that we grew up with or coming out of the pandemic, why are they in the graveyard? Because they refuse to write new and unheard of music. They refuse to seek out new partnerships. They refuse to go out and ask new generations and genres of people to listen to, stream, download, or purchase their music. They refuse to get comfortable being uncomfortable. And when that happens, you begin to lose control, or you're coasting, or you keep doing things the way you've always done them. And that means you're giving up control of your surroundings. Because if you don't create and control your surroundings will create and control you. Now, sometimes change unintentionally means that we have to break a few rules, which rock stars do very well, but most of us don't. Here's what I mean. There was a time when the music industry was terrified of live bootleg recordings cutting into their profits. Some of you may remember, you would go to a concert or a public event, and security would confiscate your expensive Minolta and Canon cameras or your giant VCRs and not give them back. But this band actually encouraged their fans to bring recording devices. They even roped off a spot right in front of the stage to give them the best audio and video in the house. And what did it do? It created a bond with their fans, with their customers, a bond so strong that it still exists to this day, even after the lead singer has passed on and the band has broken up. And who is this band, you might be wondering? Give me some tappers, please. Tap, 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 tap. The Grateful Dead. And Jerry Garcia said, we got some Deadhead fans. I hope you went and saw them at the Sphere. Jerry said it best. And you and your teams, your friends, you really need to get this. Jerry said, you do not merely want to be considered the best at what you do. You want to be considered the only one who does what you do. See, the Grateful Dead knew it wasn't trespassing when you cross your own boundaries. And because of that, they became one of the most successful touring acts of all times. So what I want you to think about on the C chord is, how can you create that kind of bond with your fans, with your customers? And in a very competitive industry, in a very competitive market, how can you be the only one who does what you do? That's what's going to set you and your business apart. That's what will win you the business when it's down to the top 3. But for now, everybody grab your sticks and let's turn it up. Come on, here we go. Turn it up, turn it up, turn it up. Come on, back row, you got to shout it. Turn it up. And welcome to the stage, your B chord. Whoop, I'm missing it. There we go. You're the best. All right, thank you. Woohoo! Hey, just like in a band, if you want to be the ones achieving your dreams, your BUD, your big unreasonable dream, if you want to be the ones that are driving the change in your organization, then that means you're going to have to surround yourself with the right kind of people and create the right kind of working relationships so that everyone plays nicely together. And while that kind of synergy may seem pretty simple, it's really not. As leaders, future leaders, business owners of your companies and organizations, in order to band together, the first thing you have to do is create a safe environment one in which everyone, your 1099s, your subcontractors, your supplier partners, your teammates, everyone feels comfortable speaking up, maybe asking questions about your concepts or ideas or your goals, or maybe questioning them, or maybe adding something to them, and that they won't receive pushback or get shunned for speaking up. Second thing is, all of you are going to have to be 100% transparent with your bud, your big and reasonable dream, because you want everybody to buy in and get as excited about it as you, maybe even more excited about it. That's how you're going to create team engagement. Next, it's going to be hours and hours of practicing and rehearsing, HR calls it training, but practicing and rehearsing. Even your part-time people. A lot of times the work doesn't get done or doesn't get done right because people are not properly trained. And the last one, and this is going to be hard for some of us, but it's embracing feedback. Now, in the music business, feedback will get you fired, right, Mo? But in our business, in your business, feedback can be your GPS to success. It will be your GPS to getting new and more and creative, innovative ideas. And when that happens, you start to get the buy-in from your team members, your employees, your band members, and then watch your engagement go up. And when the engagement goes up, the productivity goes up, and it starts to create excitement. That's one way to increase productivity. Another way is, as leaders and owners, you don't want to tell your people what to do. You should be asking them what you do. Engagement, buy-in, productivity goes up. And there's a new concept out right now that Reebok has been experimenting with about the last 8 or 9 months. It's starting to catch on in the meeting and events world, and I think that JT and her team are going to roll it out to you tomorrow. But until then, Reebok sent us a little video of what it's going to be like. It's really game changer. They're talking about 46% increase in productivity. Check this out.
When we asked Reebok to send us Terry Tate, some people thought we were crazy. But I'm a firm believer in paradigm breaking, outside the box thinking. Hey, bud.
A little more, Mo.
And since Terry's been with us, our productivity has gone up 46%. We're getting more from our employees than ever before.
You know you need a cover sheet on your TPS reports, Richard. Thank you, baby. Hey, Janice.
But what's really interesting is how Terry's become part of the Felcher family. He fits right in here.
That's a roll this call, Doug.
To be honest, I wish Reebok sent us 10 Terry Tates.
Isn't that amazing? 46% increase in productivity. Take that, AI. But until they roll that out, for now, I want to give you 3 key points that will help keep your band fine-tuned and high-strung. The first one is, you want to put your band first. Pretty simple, right? Legendary frontman Steven Tyler from the band Aerosmith said, "As good as I am nothing without my band." Do what's best for the team, do what's best for the band, even if it's the way we've always done it. Second, you want to honor everyone's unique abilities. Now, in a band, some people are up front and very noticeable, like the lead singer. Wow! Woohoo! Welcome to Palm Springs, baby. While others, like the bass player, barely get noticed at all. But a smart rock star makes sure that everyone in the band is honored. Raise your left drumstick if you know who Bill Wyman is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Raise your right drumstick if you know who Mick Jagger of the Rolling Stones is. Yeah, just about everybody. Well, Bill Wyman was the original bass player for the Rolling Stones. And in interviews with Jagger about the Stones, he goes on and on and on about what a great bass player Bill Wyman is. And guess what? That is why the Stones are still together. They're all members of AARP. But they're still together. Their tour bus goes 30 miles an hour down the left lane of the freeway with the blinker on, but they're still together. And the same is true for you and yours. You have to allow each person play out his or her part in your organization and then honor that person for their contribution. It's been said about the Rolling Stones that Mick Jagger makes them famous. And Keith Richards, their guitarist, makes them a band. Tappers, please. And some of you make your bands famous, while others, most of who are not in this room, make it work on a day-by-day basis. But there has to be a realization that you all play an important part to the success of your team, of your band, and that everyone is honored for that contribution. So what I want you to think about during the B chord is, who are your bass players? When was the last time you thanked them? Are you like Mick Jagger and you get on the microphone and tell the whole world, whoa? Well, I have a few bass players because I like to practice what I preach that I would like to give a shout out to. First, in bringing this all together and making this happen, I want to thank JT, and I want to thank Michelle, and I want to thank William. You all have been fantastic to work with. Not afraid to communicate. Of course, my most important bass players while I'm on stage is Mo and Carl and Zach back there behind the columns and the AV team. Thank you, gentlemen. Appreciate it more than you know. And I have a whole team back in Las Vegas that are here in spirit. So give our bass players some love. Come on. Now, the third point may seem a little weird coming from rock stars, so I thought we would add a level of credibility and take the advice of the late, great Grammy Award winner and producer Quincy Jones. When he worked with over 40 A-list artists on a project called Hunger for Africa. Maybe you remember the song? Wave your drumsticks over your head. We are the world. He put a sign on the studio door that said, check your ego at the door. Because some bands like U2, they go on and become legendary. But other bands, actually, in fact, most bands, they break up. And what is it, class, that almost always breaks up bands? Shout it out. Ego. Who said Yoko over here? Was that you? It's actually pretty funny. It's ego, except when it's Yoko. But what keeps a band together is humility. A band leader that isn't overcome with ego and knows that the band is better together. Science tells us that we are the average of the 5 rock stars we hang out with the most. Who's your Fab 5? And who in that 5 do you maybe need to fire or kick out of the band because they're toxic or negative, even if they're great at sales or even if they're a great worker? It brings everybody else down. And here's a bonus. For those of you that are leaders in your organization or lead teams, even if they're part-time, how great would this be if you build a band or a team so strong that no one can point out the leader? That is the rock star mindset. Hey, we are getting ready for the A chord, which means it's the final countdown. Everybody hum. Here we go. Da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da. Come on. Da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Da-da. And welcome to the stage, your A chord. Oh, you like this song, do you? I know, I did that last time. Got to fluff it up a little? All right, thank you. Okay, maybe not that kind of action. Here's the deal. Most people, most organizations are not taking action. And by that, I mean they're not taking the right action. And by right action, I mean anything that is directly connected to your D chord, your big, unreasonable dream. A chord is very, very simple. You have to act with purpose and make sure you know the difference between being productive and busy, because you should only be focused on the D chord. Everything else is noise. Everything else is a B list that you can delegate to someone else. Now, as we bring this full circle and get ready for our grand finale, is all of this going to be easy? Turning it up every single day, playing the 4 chords of the rockstar mindset and playing them right and loud every day? Of course not. If it were easy, there'd be 10 times as many people in this room and it wouldn't be any fun. But I love this quote from one of my favorite speakers, me. And I say, if being comfortable is your goal, then success is not in your future. Many leaders, many organizations will take a version of that and use it in their interview process. Because you don't want to be hiring comfortable people in your band. And because it's a rock and roll show, I thought we would give you the rock and roll version of that exact same quote, which is the fact that there's a highway to hell and only a stairway to heaven says a lot about the anticipated traffic numbers. Take the road less traveled. Take the stairway. Go left when everybody else is going right to set yourself so far apart from your competition that people can't help but remember you. Now, this is going to help you remember what you've already begun to forget. If you take a picture of one slide today, this is it, because I'm going to give you a QR code in just a moment that gives you all the notes and the quotes, slides, call to actions, bonus material, all the photos, videos, and everything like that. But what you want to remember is that you want to always dream big, bigger than anyone else, big and possible dreams. That you have to focus and change intentionally. It doesn't happen by accident. Otherwise, you're following, you're not leading. Your band. Who's in your band? You are better together. You can accomplish more better together. And then the A chord, acting with purpose. So, it's time for the encore grand finale. You might be wondering, why the drumsticks? Well, what you have in front of you is a very powerful rhythm-making tool. But without execution, they're as useless as a toothpick. So I thought it would be good that we would put together the first ever. You guys got another clicker up here? I'm going to see if I can switch clickers here. There we go. We're going to put together the first ever Smart Meetings All-Star Band starring all of you! So we're going to divide the room into 4 sections. Keep it in mind that the instrument you play and the band member that you are may or may not be who you are in real life. So first section is the drumming section, all right? So drummers, if you can see me from here over, you're going to be the drummers. So in your world, drummers could be president, CEO, owners, or VP of sales. So drummers, grab your sticks at the very end, and you're going to smack the top of your table on a 1 and a 3. So it'll be like this: 5, 6, 7, 8, 1 and 3, and 1 and 3. Smack it. Come on, Don. And 1 and 3 and 1. All right, great job, drummers. Take a break. From here over, you're going to represent the bass players, my favorite, the unsung heroes, the behind-the-scenes people. And so many bass players in our industry, anywhere from our interns, IT, facilities, our DMC partners, our wonderful supplier partners, housekeeping, op teams, program managers, setup, banquets, our banquet captains, people like that, our behind-the-scenes people. When was the last time you thanked them, did something nice for them? So bass players, you're going to hold your stick up halfway with your left, and you're going to strike with your right on a 2 and a 4. So it'll be 5, 6, 7, 8, 2 and 4 and 2 and 4. And don't forget to smile. This is the part we love, the performance. When you smile for no reason, people wonder what you've been up to. Yeah. All right, take a break, bass players. All right, this section right here. So table, unless you're not in the drumming section or the bass section. You're going to represent the rhythm section. When the song gets some structure, some pillars, it can't quite walk on its own. It's a little more visible than the bass player, but it's not the lead singers. A lot of times the rhythm section is playing or working double time. So in your world, it could be admins, HR, our front desk people at the hotels, marketing, our CVB partners, hotel partners, conference service teams, department managers. Smart Meetings is our rhythm section partners. So because we're going double time, put your 6 over your head and go double time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. And everybody else right here in this section, you are the lead singers, the Madonnas, the Beyoncés, the Taylor Swifts, walking a walk, talking a talk, screaming your company message only because you're surrounded by an amazing band and team. So anything sales, business development, so our planners, business owners, our partners, and if you're doing a great job, your clients are going to be your best lead singers. So lead singers, you're going to come in on a 6 count. You're going to hit the table really hard 3 times, and you're going to shout out, "Turn it up!" So it's going to be 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Turn it up! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Remember, you're going to have to vocalize because there's a lot of competitive noise out there, but I know you're saving it up. So the song that I've chosen to unite us on this very special kickoff executive meeting summit is from the late, great David Bowie, called Rebel, Rebel. Because if you look up rebel in the dictionary, it says a person who doesn't follow the crowd or go through everyday motions and does not accept normal behavior. That's part of the reason you're here, because you're not normal, and you will not accept normal. But that abnormality is contagious, and we have to get everybody else on board. So I'm going to say my official thank you now. I look forward to meeting as many as possible tonight at the reception. The drumsticks are yours to keep, take home as a reminder to turn it up and play your 4 chords every single day. And you're going to love this version. It was done in 2016, where they did the impossible. They brought 1,000 musicians together, all playing the same song, playing it loud, and playing it right. So drummers, get ready! 5, 6, 7, 8, it's 1, and 3, and 1. All right, lead singers, a lot of noise out there. You're going to have to really turn it up. Let's start the countdown. 5, 6, 7, 8. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Turn it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Crescendo, everybody go crazy! Go crazy, come on! Turn it up! Turn it up! Woo! There's that QR code if you want the notes, quotes, and slides from today. See y'all tonight.